Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Descript Support Q&A, the first on our YouTube channel. We previously were hosting these on a Zoom, and this will be our first and hopefully not last on YouTube. So you can come and join us every Tuesday at 11 a.m. On Zoom right here in this space. It might be a different link, but welcome. I'm one of your hosts, Trevor.
I'm Salvatore. Thanks for being here.
Can see us a little bit better here.
There we are.
And yeah, let's kick this off. We're going to be answering some of your questions. And here is we're going to go right back to the start here. As you can see, we're still learning some of the how this works on YouTube, but this is the Descript Q&A. It is every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time with members of the support team. And who are we? As we mentioned, we are members of the support team. We've been working here. Sal, how long have you been working here?
Over 2 years now. Yeah,
Over 2 years? Wow.
Yeah, just after January, yeah.
I've been here. I'm complicated because I left and then came back pretty shortly after. So I don't know the collective time, maybe a little over 3 years.
Can't stay away, can you?
I know, I can't stay away. But this is for anybody. Whether you are new to Descript or you used Descript in the past and you're just rejoining with all of our new features, or maybe you just stumbled upon this video and you want to learn a little bit more about what we're about. So really, this is for anybody and anyone. You are welcome. And the goals are to answer your questions live. I already see we have a question. So we're definitely going to get to that. If you do have a question, just please send a message to the YouTube chat, and we will highlight it and get to it once we're done getting through this intro. If you have a bug, however, there are some other resources to either take on that, or if you don't have a bug and it's just a general walkthrough question, we have the Help Center, which is where you can find walkthroughs, tutorials, troubleshooting guides, and any other specific feature overviews. If you're here, you're on our YouTube page, and maybe you've stumbled upon some of our other video tutorials, feature reviews, any announcements on new features or seasons, and other past webinars, including this one, which will be recorded and available to review at a later time. We have a growing community of Descript users on Discord, Reddit, and Facebook. We're trying to touch all these different spaces, so please join those pages if you would like to meet other Descript users. It's really a great space. A lot of us hang out in there as well to answer questions. And there's also other live events. We have a live event page where you can sign up, or you can sign up to find out when there are new events with all different types of webinars, including this one, 101s, 201s, specific features. And like I mentioned, if you do have a bug or a little bit something more specific that we're unable to cover in this space, you can get in touch with us directly and we'll be happy to answer those questions. Just press that question mark at the top right on your Descript page and click contact us, and it'll bring you to a page where you can just start chatting in. If you want to talk to a human specifically, just type in human or say agent, and it will redirect you to one of our lovely members of the support team. It could be us, it could be another person there. And now we do have some questions already.
All right.
Yeah, what was the first one we got here? I want to see. We got one from Polaris Promos. I have a question about the template for making a list. Okay. So the question is, I have a question about the template for making a list. Now, I'm not sure if you're referring to the templates with Underlord, or if you're talking about layouts specifically. If you want to add a little bit more context, we'd be happy to go over this. But right now, we're going to head over to Descript ourselves. This is your screen, right?
It should be mine, yes.
Okay. So if you want to add some clarification, the follow-up question here is, can I speak to you? So we're not able to pull anyone on here, but we're happy to answer your question from the chat on here. So if you have any clarification to that, we'd love to take along that. Do you want to showcase templates real quick?
Sure, yes. So I'm going to pull up this project here. This is just something that we recorded, but our templates are called layouts, and they apply to the scenes in your project. So scenes are just a way to segment your project. So let's say, for example, I'm going to create a scene boundary here. This way, this entire section is its own scene. And I want to put a layout here. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the list layout. Change the layout pack here. So the Descript layouts are going to be under gallery. This is going to be the premium template from Descript. And let's pull in the list one. List, let's do list overlay. So you can see that it applied only to this scene. If you're looking at the timeline, it's only, the elements are only added to this section of the video. So the cool thing about the list layout is it pulls context from the script. So this section of the script within the scene, it sort of pulls the data from that and lists it out sort of intuitively. And I can sort of recall that I might have helped you. Yes, that sounds familiar. But yeah, do you have any specific questions about the list layout or maybe editing it?
Follow-up is, when I created a list, it auto writes what my narration says. I have a list, do this, but the words it puts on screen are 1, do this, 2, do this. Gotcha. So it sounds like you're referring to Smart Fill, which is a feature that happens with our layouts, which will auto add to your list. As you can see here in our project, the life tips moving out, it adds specific mentions from the script to the list. You can toggle that off if you would like, or I like to keep it on because you can still adjust it from within the layout.
So if you double click onto the actual text box in the scene editor, you can edit the list or I'll just put this here for an example. So pretty much just like a typical text box. Like so. So it's just double clicking onto the element right here. It's going to be this list. I'd like to use the number 1.
Here it is. This is better.
There we go.
This gets us, this is so we're not blocking it, but if this is too big, then we can always highlight the Descript window as well. If you can't make changes on that, Polaris Promos, that's something I would just follow back up on the ticket you have opened. It sounds like you may be encountering a bug or something unexpected, that you should be able to edit what's in the list. Like you should be able to edit that text box, anything in that text box. So I would say to reach back out on the ticket. We'll be happy to square that away for you.
Yeah, especially if it's something that I worked with you with, just please feel free to respond and I'll take a look. But yeah.
We had a question come in from our Brian Race. Earlier today, I was trying to replace the audio on a video, and I was struggling to figure out how to remove the audio track that was baked into the video and replace it.
Great question. Yeah. So to follow up, are you replacing it with the same sort of recording that you've cleaned up or made edits to, or just completely new audio for that? Because there's a couple ways we could go about that.
Yeah, it sounds like something, there's definitely a couple of things we can do here, just knowing based on this, but what you want to replace it with would definitely help. For an audio that's baked into a video, there's a pretty easy way to separate that out that we'll show you right now. So we'll drag in, we have a file here. This is from the same project, but this is just the raw video and audio from your track.
Yes. So this is my video, the one without Trevor, and you can see the video and audio are just one track now. So if I want to replace just the audio, the way you would do that is we're going to detach the audio from this video. So on your timeline here, so if you don't have that pulled up, it might look like this. You can click this little up caret icon and just pull it up. And the script track, we're going to right click and detach audio. Oh, it proved out perfect. Okay. So yeah, this is a pretty common workflow. And you'll see that this clip turns into a sequence. And the way we can tell is there's a stacked rectangle icon here on the clip now. So now I can double click into this and you'll see I have my video layer and audio layer separated. And in this case, I could just delete the audio track and then I can add media. So if you upload the new processed audio track, you could add the file here from your computer, or if it's already in the project, you could just select it. And that would pop up here as the audio track. Let's say this is the one that you've uploaded and fixed. If it's the same length and duration, it should just match up from the start, but you can go ahead and upload that and click done, and it should just replace with no issues. So I hope that that answers your question.
Yeah, let us know if there's any clarification you need, or if you need to just have any adjustment to that workflow. But that's generally the best way to do it. If you have multiple people talking, like, we can do this on our original composition, or our original composition as well. If we want to go back to that composition where there's both of us talking, it's the same workflow, but from the sequence editor.
Yeah, so let's see for this one. I'm going to double click into the sequence and we have myself and Trevor. So I would just detach the audio from my track. So right click, detach audio, then I would delete it. And now the new audio file there. So same thing, definitely works either way you attack it. Repeat that first step. Sure, yeah. So if you're working with a video that's just a single file, let me see if I can get back to this.
I need to undo a couple of steps. Or yeah, just dragging.
Yeah, new compositions. So this is my composition, and I just have a file here. If I double click, nothing happens. So we're going to right click on this and detach audio. So that's going to convert this video into a sequence with the audio detached. So click on that, and now you should be able to double click and open up the sequence editor. So now you can see the video and audio as separate lanes. It's a great question, yeah.
We got another question here. This one is about custom layouts. I'd like to see the process for saving a custom layout. Let's say for 9:16, closing outro with your own image and audio for quick reuse.
Oh,
great question.
Yeah.
Great question.
Fantastic.
We get this a lot.
We do, yeah. There's a couple ways to do this, but I like to do it if I'm in a project and I'm already working on something and I've done something cool and maybe I just want to save that as a layout. So you can either go to your layout tab in your drive view and create a layout from scratch, but I like to do it within a project so I can sort of see in context. So maybe for this example, I'll just add a new scene at the very end, which will act as my final outro scene. So I'm going to zoom out here. Maybe make this a couple seconds long. So from here, I can sort of just start building what I think would look cool. Let's say I have an image. I'm going to go to my media tab here, which is our stock library of media. I'm going to drag a video in. And I'll just build this out really quick. It won't be the best looking thing, but there we go. Maybe a nice little instrumental music to add there. This clip is too long, so. And last thing, maybe I'll add a text box. Thanks for watching.
Super thanks.
Super thanks. There we go. So let's take a listen and take a look. All right, so that's beautiful, and I want to use that for every project that I work on moving forward. I can save this scene as a new layout, aka template. So I'm going to right-click on the scene thumbnail here and save scene as a new layout. And I'm going to call this my outro. And I believe I have a layout pack of outros already, but if not, you could create a new layout pack. It's going to ask you if you want to save it to an existing pack or create a new pack. Let's just do a new pack. outros and create. There we go. And after that, it should be done. So let's switch back to a new composition here. Maybe this is a new project entirely that I'm working on. And let's say I want to add that outro. I'm going to go to the very end here, add a scene, and just find that layout that I just made. I think it might be taking a second to.
Oh yeah, still adding it to the layout pack. And then after this is, do you want to try how to make this as like a portrait?
Sure, yeah.
Aspect ratio.
There we go. It's loading. So I'm just going to select that there. And you can see that it applies everything that I made in that previous composition. And if you want to change the aspect ratio of your entire composition, you can just click on this little icon here at the top left of your scene editor and change it to portrait. And of course, you can change the properties of all of these elements. You can resize it manually, or if you click on position, you can fill the scene editor, which quickly just expands the image to the aspect ratio, which is nice. Yes. Very cool.
Yeah,
so that was a quick overview. Yeah,
that's a very common question. We get a lot of questions and definitely a lot of use cases for layouts. I think that layouts are one of the more impressive things to me and useful things. Just the fact that you can pretty much slightly automate how you're creating your projects by creating this layout that you apply to everything, whether you're posting on social media or you just have specific editing needs, like you want it to look like this, how we are on the stream where we have the screen recording and then us two sort of floating on the sides. You can do that. You can create this exact layout in Descript and apply it to all of your projects. Super useful there. We had another question. This was from, here we are. It is, how can I get started using Descript as a beginner? That's the first part of the question. And then, is Descript a free app or paid? And yeah, this is the two-parter. Is there's definitely a few ways to get started as a beginner. Right here is a great way because you can ask us questions directly and we can answer them to the best of our abilities with the context we have from the chat, as well as go over some of our favorite features. So YouTube is a great way because there's a lot of webinars and events, as well as like the Help Center, which I sent a link to. We have Alex in our chat, who is also a member of the support team, who can share a few helpful links on how to get started in some of our best places. I see Alex already sent a link to the Help Center, and the support team is always willing to help out with questions if you have directly. And the second part, is Descript a free app or paid? We do have a free plan, so you're more than welcome to test out Descript for free as long as you want. The purpose of the free plan is generally to get a sense of the features. It is fairly limited on what you can do and what is sort of gated, but like actual editing doesn't cost any media minutes or AI credits, which are how we this is our sort of system for tracking like media and any of the AI tools. So you're welcome to play with that as long as you want. It's just the AI credits and media minutes are limited on the free plan. But yeah, so it is technically free if you want to give it a shot. And then to get some of the more expansive features, it will be sort of a ramp to higher features and higher paid features.
Yeah, I agree. It's a sampler. Good appetizer.
A good little appetizer for the full course meal.
Exactly, yeah.
Any other questions we have for the moment? Otherwise, we might showcase some of our favorite features and maybe that will spark some more questions from everyone. But there's no wrong questions here. We're happy to take on a question of, I don't understand how to text-based edit, to I have 4 tracks and one of them is funky. How do I make sure that they're all synced up? That's the most complicated question I could think of off the top of my head. But yeah, any question, we'll take literally any question. But I think we'll start showcasing some features right now.
Let's do it. Yeah, please feel free. And to preface this project, this is a recording that Trevor and I did using Rooms, which is our built-in remote recording solution. If you want to record somebody, but you're not in the same place. And the cool thing about it is you get just individual high quality recordings for each participant. Unlike some other options out there, you get sort of this conference call that you can't really edit down. But this way you have two separate files that you can play with and adjust as you feel looks best. So I think I'll just start by looking at the script. This is just a raw recording of our interview. It's about 10 minutes and 22 seconds. And I know myself, I have a lot of filler words. So I think cleaning up the script is going to be my first thing that I typically do. And there's a couple ways that we can do that. And you can go to our AI tools panel. We have some options here. You can remove filler words, remove retakes, shorten word gaps. I like to use Edit for clarity. It sort of lumps all of those tools into one. So let's go and start with that for now. And from here, you can adjust the intensity of how extreme this edit will be. And I like typically keep it at medium. Gives you a quick description. It removes filler words, digressions, blather. And that sounds good, so I'll click submit. After a few seconds or so, you'll be greeted with some edits here. So it looks like it caught 139 edit suggestions. I'm fairly confident about this. So I'm just going to click done and keep the edits. So right now you'll see that our project is trimmed down about 2 minutes, which is, let's take a look at the script. You can see the edits that's been made with these striked script text here. So yeah, that just saved me a bunch of time. Instead of me going through the script manually and reading everything or playing back, Descript did it for me in a matter of seconds. So let's go ahead and take a listen. I'm going to remove this part just because that always bothers me.
Welcome. We have Sal on today and me, Trevor. You have two different support people talking about random topics of interest. How are you doing today? Happy Friday. Well, I'm doing okay.
All right, so that sounds pretty good. I think audibly it could be better because we just recorded this on our laptop mics and we have a feature for that. It's called Studio Sound. So if I go to AI tools and apply Studio Sound, it's just going to make our recording sound better through the power of AI. Okay, let's listen to compare.
Welcome. We have Sal on today and me, Trevor. You have two different support people talking about random topics of interest.
Let me see. Oop. I'm going to adjust the intensity. Oh, I think I did this previously. That's why it's being funky. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to set this back at 100 so you can really hear the difference here. There we go.
We have Sal on today and me, Trevor. You have two different support people talking about random topics. Have Sal on today.
Compared to without?
And me, Trevor. You have two different support people talking about random topics of interest. How are you doing today? Happy Friday.
So you can see there's a big difference there. It sounds really clean now and kind of removes some of the background noise and room reverb. So I like the sound of that, and I'll just go ahead and keep it.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely removes this echo. I mean, this is definitely a disguise of what is behind me, which is just a very, very long sort of hallway. So the echo really helps. We do have a question from Tim's Interesting Things. First, a comment from them. I've been using Descript for a couple of years. It gets better all the time. That's great to hear. Would love to hear about what your favorite features are currently. That is new. And the question is, how do I save my video or photo assets in Descript so I can access them in any project?
Great question. Yes. So anytime you upload a file into a project, it'll be available in this project tab. So if I click here, you'll have this files section, and these are the recordings that were imported from rooms, but typically anything you upload will be here, and you could access them and throw them into your project. And I think the question is, how would you access that from a different project? And right now you can pull in files. The way to do that is to import from a different project. So if I go to the file section and click this plus button, you could add from other projects. And from here, you would just pull up the project you know has that asset that you're looking for, and you can see the list of the files contained within that project. So fortunately, you can access all of your files from all of your projects, which is neat.
And another follow-up there, if you are on the Business Plus plan, we have the Brand Studio, which you can upload brand assets. I'm not sure if you are on the business plan. If you're running this drive on your own, this might not be applicable to you. But the Brand Studio is another way you can upload specific fonts, colors, and files. A cool note about this, and when you import from other projects, is it won't use media minutes if it's already uploaded to Descript. It will only charge media minutes the first time it's uploaded. We have someone chiming in saying, I created an asset project and saved favorite assets in there, uploaded from computer and used the import from other projects so things don't get lost. That's a great way of doing this if you know you're going to reuse projects. And hopefully we can make this a better experience in the future. We know that a lot of users really want to reuse a lot of assets. So we're trying to find ways of improving that. And that feedback has definitely been heard.
Yeah. I think we are on a business plan. So I just want to showcase what that might look like. So if you click on the media tab and you are on a business plan or above, or I guess business plan is the most top tier. So we're going to go to media, and then you'll see this brand tab up top. And then you can access any of your most used assets that way. So that's sort of the closest thing we have to a one-click solution.
I love the way Canva does it. Canva's great.
Yeah, it is great. Very cool stuff.
I think we had, or it wasn't a question, it was just a comment. I'm wanting to change to Descript from StreamYard was a call out there. I'm curious what your workflow / like what you are looking for Descript is. Just as a warning, Descript is not a streamer or like a live streaming service right now. However, we do have a remote recording solution, remote recording studio with Descript rooms, which is how we recorded this demo project we're working on. So if you're looking to use it for that, that's awesome. I don't know if StreamYard has other editing capabilities or repurposing for social clips. If you're trying to replace that, that's a great way of doing it. Or if you use them in like tandem with each other. I know a lot of people take webinars from StreamYard and then import the video into Descript and then use create clips from AI tools or Underlord or manually to create a bunch of clips. We've done that in the past with our webinars. I think we previously were using StreamYard at one point, or at least I'm familiar with StreamYard, so I know that is a general workflow.
Yeah, that would be a cool addition. I'm not a streamer, but I would definitely get into it if Descript added it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, we'll stream all the time.
Doing my taxes.
Hanging out. What is it on Twitch? They're like hanging out. Someone is just hanging out. I'd play random old Flash games.
There we go.
2006. We do have a new question. Can we talk about smart transitions? Can we talk about smart transitions?
Let's do it.
I want to talk about smart transitions. Yeah, they don't really work for you. The transitions are very harsh. Any tips? Yeah, let's show it. We always run into issues with smart transitions on this project specifically, because they're not really meant for this thing, but let's showcase something.
Right. Yeah, that's a great question, because people either love it or hate it, or kind of love it. It really depends on the project is what I would leave it at. But by default, smart transitions will be on for all future scenes or all new scenes for your account. So you can always toggle that off in your account settings if you don't like it. I'm going to leave it on and just show you an example of what that might look like. So right now, this project only has a single scene. Let's just create a couple here. I'm going to change this one. Ooh. Focus it on Trevor. Add a new scene here. Do a multicam. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so I added a couple scenes here, and let's see by default what it looks like.
Happy Friday. Well, I'm doing okay. Today we're going to be talking about a subject that you should be very familiar with, moving.
I've just completed a move.
So you'll see it adds some pretty
That's
nice
cool.
transitions. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. But sometimes that might not be what you're looking for. So you can always edit these transitions. So let me just close some of these notifications. If you look into your scene thumbnails here, you can edit the transition in between the scenes. So if I click on that, you can adjust the duration, maybe the easing. Using type, you can add fades. This will give you the chance to really sort of customize the transition if it's a little too harsh, maybe increasing the duration, messing with the easing, maybe slow down. So let's go ahead and compare that.
Happy Friday. Well, I'm doing okay.
So that's a little bit smoother. If you're not happy with the smart transition, you can change it completely to one of our default options here. I like to do the star wipe because it's just so classic. Let's go ahead. And
very George Lucas.
How are you doing today? Happy Friday.
There we go. It just makes you happy. Same thing. You could adjust the duration and edit that. And yeah, you would just go in between your scenes and make those changes here. I'm afraid there's no way to sort of change the default parameters to start with. So if you're somebody who needs more control over your transitions, you could probably just leave smart transitions off and then insert them yourself, which might be more beneficial.
I think
instead of taking them off. Yeah.
Sorry. One of my favorite things with smart transitions is how it will animate other elements rather than like people. So it's very cool when you have a resizing of something. So you see I'm a square or a rectangle in this video here. And if we go from one scene to the next, if we resize me to like a circle in like this one or something, I like how it will automatically animate me using smart transitions. Like that's just a very cool way that Descript works, is it will make it look very, very visually cool.
Let's see what that looks like. I'm going to change you into a circle.
Make me smaller too or something.
There we go.
There we go.
So let's see what that looks like.
Pod.
Yeah, I've heard of pods.
Super flexible.
Oh yeah, that is neat.
See, I love that. Just it sort of shrinks you. It does the animation for you. Very, very cool, very helpful. But it does require a little bit of finesse and adjusting if that's not what you need. If you have any specific follow-ups to this, we'd be happy to cover that as well. We only know so much based on what you give, and if it is something where you have a specific project you want help on, that's a great chance to reach out to our support team, because we can take a look at your projects and share screen recordings and tell you what to do from there. In this space, we only know a little bit. We understand the limitations, but we're happy to keep demoing things with smart transitions or anything else you have.
I like that though. That's cool.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to play with, is just adding weird animations.
Yeah. Great time saver as well.
It does some really funky stuff depending what you have. Like when you have a bunch of shapes or line elements, like if you put one cool thing, I think if you add a shape, like a square element from one scene to the next, and then a star element from the next, it will like transform it into the star.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Maybe we can test that now that I said that out loud.
Let's see.
Maybe, I don't know if we want to do a blank project, or we could try it from here. Okay, we'll see. Yeah, here we go.
And I think what worked best for us was we got a pod.
Yeah, I've heard of pods.
Super flexible. They dropped it off.
Still pretty smooth though. Yeah, but that would be cool.
It's pretty smooth. It might. I don't know. It did on some things where it would take, like, if you have because it's like a similar shape element. We have a follow-up. I really want to learn to do more cool things, so this is fun. I know enough to be dangerous, so let's have fun.
There we go.
I mean, yes, Descript can be dangerous when you have the power of excellent video editing. Actually, speaking of that, if you are a Descript user for a while, once you do, you can now, we have recently launched a LinkedIn sort of collaboration. If you don't see the ability to connect a LinkedIn to Descript, it just means that it's not quite available for you yet. But the more you use Descript, you can connect capabilities from Descript to LinkedIn and now have that on your LinkedIn profile to showcase to other people that if you're hiring or you want people to know that you are an expert in Descript.
That is really cool. I didn't see it on mine. I was kind of disappointed there.
It's strange. It's not, as I know that we use Descript quite a lot, but there's some like specific proper like attributes of what you need to do that for the support team we don't generally do, even though we're in Descript every day, 8 hours a day.
That's fair.
What else do you want to showcase in the meantime? Any favorite fun features?
Yeah, let's look into maybe automatic multicam. That's always a good one for these type of videos when you have multiple speakers, like an interview style recording. And I could easily just create scenes manually, and like I've been doing, just changing what each individual scene looks like, maybe focusing on Trevor or myself. But we do have automatic multicam, which does this for you. And let's go ahead and give that a try. I'm going to go and find it. There we go. So under AI tools, automatic multicam. And I feel good, so I'm going to click submit. I trust the process. All right, so I went from 5 or 6 scenes to, let's see how many we have now. We have about 79 that Descript just made for me. So the cool thing about this, whenever someone speaks, it'll switch to their angle.
How you doing today? Happy Friday. Well, I'm doing okay. Today we're going to be talking about a subject that you should be very familiar with, moving.
I've just completed a move.
So you can see whenever the speaker changes, it'll change angles, and sometimes you'll have the split screen view, which can save you just hours of work. Instead of doing this manually and changing the scene properties for each scene, Descript does it for you, which is really neat. Really, really useful feature. And let me see what else here. I always skip this because I don't know why, but I feel like captions are really important, especially for content nowadays. So just want to show you how easy it is to add a caption.
And we do have a question about captions specifically.
Perfect.
Here's the specific question is, like, I saw a video where they added captions just to like a frame. How might I do that? And also, just to clarify, by a frame, do you mean like a physical frame? Like there was a frame in the video on the preview screen and they added it to a specific portion of the video? Or do you mean a frame like 1 frame out of 30 frames per second? Because we can show you how to do both, but I imagine that you mean the first one. Like, do you just want to add it to a specific portion of the video, like a specific portion on the screen? But we'll clarify or show you how to do either one of those.
Yeah, those can be helpful, like maybe to emphasize something that you're saying. It'll just pop up some captions really quick.
But yeah, if you want to show, just choose your favorite. What's your favorite caption?
Mine is the bold.
You like the bold?
The bold yellow highlight. It's just
just
very clean and you can't miss it. So I would show you, let's see. Let me do an extreme example. Maybe I just want to show it up, have it show up for a word. or a couple words. So I'm going to click this scene, and I'm going to make sure that this scene is toggled, not all scenes, or else it'll add it to the entire project. So I'm going to click that, add the caption layer. And now you'll see that there's a caption layer just for the scene.
Super flexible. They dropped it off. We have.
So let's say I just want to really emphasize dropped it off for some reason. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. And all I really have to do is just trim this caption layer so it only shows that portion of my transcript. So I could easily just put my cursor here, click S. So the S on your keyboard is the split tool. It can make splits really easily, like that. Okay.
Flexible. They dropped it off. We had like.
Oops. Shorter.
Flexible. They dropped it off. We had like a week to fill it up.
And yeah, just a little fine tuning, but that's how you would affect what's being displayed from your transcript as a caption.
Flexible. They dropped it off. We had like a week to fill it up.
And you can even add a scene there as well to break up when you want captions, just so if you have any transitions or you have other properties you want to do, like a specific zoom in, like a punch zoom, like they dropped it off, zoom in, emphasize.
Yeah, let's do that. Let me zoom in on my face here. Let's see.
Flexible. They dropped it off. We had like a week to fill it up.
So yeah, that's super easy. That's a great suggestion. I want to get even more intense here.
Let's get weird with it.
Let's get weird. I'm going to create a scene for each word. And I'm going to get even more zoomed in for each one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we're really... We're showing the boundaries of what's possible. Or breaking the boundaries of what's possible.
Flexible. They dropped it off. We had like.
Next, we can add the captions behind my head.
There we go. Oh, you got to show me how to do that. That was really cool. I forgot.
Oh, yeah. We can definitely do that next. I think people will enjoy that as a cool trick.
Yeah,
I feel like my background leans itself to do that well.
It's very clean.
Pods.
So I think it involved green screen and then duplicating. Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to click on mine. If we want to go to a different part where there's like a longer phrase.
Oh yeah, that's
maybe the beginning.
Yeah, here we go. It's kind of a good one.
So we're going to show what we're showing right now is how to send the captions like behind yourself. So I'm in the same space on this video, but like it's going to look like the captions are kind of behind me. It's very easy to do. It's very cool. I don't know the best use case for it, but a lot of thumbnails do this. There's a lot of cool like emphasis. If you do this on social clips, people think it's really cool, but it's really easy to do, and we're going to show you how to do it. So yeah, add green screen. We're going to go AI tools and then add green screen to this. And then you're going to copy the layer here. So select it, copy, and then paste. We might need to do it in the scene editor. Paste in the.
Oh, I see. Paste.
It might not want to copy. Or can you duplicate it? I forget if they have added duplicate as an ability to. Maybe it's not going to work with the sequence.
Let's see.
We told everyone we were going to do it, and so we have to do it.
Believe us.
Believe us, it's possible.
Anything is possible. Okay. All right. Gonna whiz through this.
We're going to whiz through it. So we're back where we started. So now we're going to add the green screen. And there's a couple of ways to add green screen. You can do it from AI tools or just from visual effects under the properties.
Yep, right here. Could add it as an effect. Green screen.
All right. So now the green screen's added, and now we're going to duplicate it.
Copy. Oop. Oh,
Did it not
yeah.
paste?
I think it did. Did it do it?
Imagine the
Oh, yeah.
relief.
Except we
that's
needed
there
to
once-
add now. We need my background in the background.
Oh, right. Okay.
Try it from the timeline. Copy and paste that. Yeah. Oh, that works. Okay.
Okay.
So now you move this layer to the back. And there it
we
is.
go. It's like a sandwich. I see now. I do see that a lot. That's been like coming up on my feed.
Is it like the trend of the month now?
Like every
Like that.
intro that I see,
I also feel like what
it has this effect on it, which is cool.
You can do other things. It doesn't have to just be text. If you want to add, I like adding not like the little angel and devil, but like little characters like flying through, little silliness. It depends on how you edit your videos. If you like to edit like a Tim and Eric sketch, this is going to be very helpful for you. All right, what else do we want to showcase? Oh, and can you animate the caption to have it swipe in? This was a quick question here from Raise Against the Audacity. Yeah, let's showcase how to animate captions. There's a lot of cool animations with words and captions we can show.
So I'm going to click on the caption layer and let's go ahead and click on animation. So I'm going to add, I think I'll try custom. So custom, maybe I wanted to start. Oh, whoops. Let me get this back. Okay. Over here to the left. I'm pretty sure there's a preset for this, but I'm just going to do it manually. And then have it end up there.
Hello and welcome to Life Tips with Descript Support, episode.
My head is like floating down there. What is going on?
I think the sandwiching is causing me some trouble here. So let's just do an in animation and we'll do a slide. There we go. Duration. So how I did that is I clicked on the caption layer and added a animation down here. And I chose in. So let's see.
Hello and welcome to Life Tips with Descript Support, episode 1. Isn't that fun?
Am I doing something wrong here? I think this might. I see it there. Okay. Okay, let's try it again. Animation, in, and slide.
Yeah, we also have 2 layers of me still.
Hello and welcome to.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe if I get rid of that one.
On today.
It also could be because this is a quick heads up because we are sharing and streaming, and also I'm sharing on another end. The playback might be a little laggy. So it's possible that it is processing, but the playback might not show it because the animation is so short yeah. But it should slide in. Let's see. Oh, is it just not long enough?
Welcome. We have
there we go.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
It was there the whole time.
It was there the whole time. Yeah, and then you can choose any of our other options here. The wipe.
Welcome. We have
which is also a very clean look. But there you are. It's a matter. You could also click on the scene editor and affect the animation that way.
welcome. We have Sal on today.
Very nice.
That's just another way to kind of spice up your visuals. If anything, Descript is great at spicing up your visuals to, I mean, we've played with so much with just us talking back and forth. I know we haven't created anything usable with this because we keep starting new compositions and taking
we do.
out. But we've done, I mean, with this with this project already. We've been using this project for like 4 months
4
now.
months, yeah.
Just a comment coming in. I see cool stuff in your YouTube videos, and I want to learn, but I'm also trying to get projects published. Yeah, absolutely. And that is sort of the unfortunate limitation is time. You want to try a bunch of new things, but also work with what you have. There is a cool, helpful feature with this called Underlord that might help speed up your project making and also apply some of these visual effects. Do we want to do a quick showcase of our helpful friend in the right corner there?
Sure do, Underlord.
Hello.
There we go. Hi there. Let's see. Let's ask our friend for some help here. Let's start with a suggestion here. Add some stock media B-roll. I think that could be cool. I'm going to trim this down just so it doesn't take super long since we only have 10 minutes left. So let's ask Underlord to add some stock media B-roll. And has this prompt here: find and insert relevant stock footage to support the narrative and make the video more visually interesting. Sounds good to me. Submit. So basically, Underlord is going to read your script and make some decisions and find some stock media for us. And very cool that it's giving me sort of a rundown of what it's doing. Podcast style video about moving cross country. Conversation mentions moving, renting trucks, and furniture.
And we had a quick question come in. What's the best practice for prompting? We actually have a specific guide on prompting, but if you want to get a sort of larger sense of the prompting, you can look at, we have a bunch of templates available right on the home screen from Descript that you can browse, use those, you can copy them, you can create them as your own, and you can save templates as you want. Alex just sent the link for how to write effective prompts, which is a great way of how to prompt to get the best result. But the templates really are a great way to get a jumping off point. And you can use them in all of your projects. If you find one that like you specifically want, where you ask it for multicam and then you ask it to apply captions to each scene, and then you apply it, you say, I also want to create a new composition, and you say it to do all these things, and then use that on all of your projects to really speed this up. Once you are able to do that, you can pretty much speed up your workflow and just focus on learning new things and publishing while also automating a good amount of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that along with layouts can really get you to a good place. Okay, let's see what Underlord came up with here. All right, so it looks like it inserted about 5 clips. Let's take a look.
Hello and welcome to Life Tips with Descript Support, episode 1. Isn't that fun? Welcome. We have Sal on today.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, all these clips are
stock
moving
videos.
clips.
Yeah, it follow the prompt. So that's very cool. You can also generate videos and images if you want something really specific. And I can show you. It's going to be, you can ask Underlord to do this for you, or you can do it under AI tools as well. We're going to go down here to generate a video. So from here, you have some options to change the video generation model. I'm going to ball out today and select Sora. 24 credits. It gives you.
We're balling out.
Yep. Oh, there's a new one. VO 3. Let's do 64 credits. So this is where you would choose your video model, and it gives you how much credits it's going to cost you to generate that video.
High rolling today.
High rolling. Aspect ratio, I'm going to keep that all the same. Generate a blue and red moving truck speeding down the 101 with a bald eagle chasing it. This is very specific. I'm going to choose the style. I want it to be cinematic.
And this is how we'll end the session for today.
This is how we do it. But yeah, thank you all for joining. If you have any last minute questions, please feel free to drop them, but it's been really fun.
Yeah, no, thank you for joining. And just another call out. I've used Underlord. It kind of got me into trouble. It retreated to more of a manual stance. Plus, you want to learn how to do it yourself. Yeah, anything Underlord can do, you can do manually, and it won't. A lot of the time, it won't cost AI credits if you're just adding elements, editing, just doing general video and audio editing. Underlord can just help if you are unsure how to add a specific animation or how to add specific properties to something. Underlord can do that for you if you don't have the time to learn. I do recommend learning everything you can on how to do manually, just so you do know. We actually do have a quick question coming in from Jam Solutions. Can we apply studio sound to just part of the audio, for example, to fix the sound of something in the background without having to manipulate the rest of the audio?
Yes and no. It's a bit of a complicated setup. So when you apply studio sound, even if you've edited down your video from like 10 minutes to 2 minutes, studio sound is applied to the entire file. So if you do decide to use another portion of your video, it'll already have studio sound applied. So that makes it useful, but it's also difficult to separate sections where you don't want studio sound. Because if you toggle it off for one clip, it'll toggle it off for the entire track of the script track that has studio sound.
There's like a workaround you can do where you can basically add two files of the same, like you can add two of the same file, add both to a sequence, apply studio sound to one of them, and then don't apply it to the other. And then like when you don't want studio sound on, you show the other layer. And then when you do want studio sound, you mute the other and show that layer. So that is a workaround, but that is generally feedback. And this is a good time to talk about our feature request board. We've heard that that feedback quite a bit, and definitely looking into it and how to implement that to Descript. And I believe there is a feature request specifically for that. So if we can send that along and give that an upvote, you might be a high number of that. I don't know how many we have. We have a lot of upvotes on that one, I believe.
Yeah, that would be really helpful. I just want to show you, for example, I have Trevor's track that has studio sound. If I separate this clip and I don't want studio sound for it, you can see that it turns it off for the entire script track, even though it's separated. So yeah, that would be really useful. Hopefully we can get that added. And I've saved a frame. How do I add text to just that frame to use on Instagram? So if you've already saved the frame, you would probably have to do that outside of Descript, but you can do it before you export the frame. So let's say, for example, I like this, I'll add a text box, and you could just later delete that text box if you're not going to be using it in your video. You could just export this frame as it is. So you can either do it before you export or in a different editor after the fact, would be my solution.
Do you mean by like exporting it as an image? Or exporting it itself?
I think so. That's what I assumed.
Okay, cool.
I saved a frame, yeah.
Yep. Saving the frame.
Saving the frames.
Do we have any last minute questions? I know we're coming up on the tail end of this session. We will be back here next week at the same location on YouTube. If you enjoyed the session, please join us. We also have other webinars and other live events that you can find out on Discord. If you're not a member of the Discord community, we have office hours there every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. It's a great time there. A lot of experienced users go there, ask some questions, share about their workflows, and we go over some of the new features. So we have a lot of new features every month. But yeah, thank you so much for joining and asking us questions, walking through some cool features that were released that we find cool. I hope you found cool as well. Anything else you want to leave everyone with?
No, this was a lot of fun, and we'll see you next week.